Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Murphy from the Upton Town Library, and for this month we've been talking about books for our teen group. And for today's video, our craft tutorial, we're going to talk about 3 different ways to make books. We'll learn how to make an origami one, we'll learn how to make an accordion one, and one with a secret message. So let's get started. So the first type of book we're going to make is an origami book, and it just basically involves some folding. We've got this little book cover here that I printed out just to make it look a little more decorative, and it looks like one of our young adult titles. So I chose the book When Dimple Met Rishi by Sandhya Menon. That's this one. And as you can see, as you open it, all the pages are connected, and it's basically one piece of paper folded up together with one little cut, and we're going to use a glue stick as well. So you need a few things. You'll need scissors, a glue stick, you'll need a piece of printer paper, just 8.5 by 11. And if you want any kind of fun cover like this, you could always print something out from the internet, or you can just design your own to make it more fun. So what I've done so far is I've taken the 8.5 by 11 paper, and I've made mine a little smaller. You don't have to, but to use the book covers I've created, I've made mine a little bit smaller. And we're gonna get started folding that. So let me show you how to do that. I just wanted to take a second to show you the book covers I had pre-printed for myself. So this is what I used to make the sample I showed you. I used the covers from this book here. I also threw a couple other standard favorites that people seem to like from our young adult collection. The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Marie Lu has written the Legend series, and Lois Lowry, the writer of The Giver. So those are just some examples of how you can get one of those ready for yourself ahead of time, or you can just wing it and create your own book cover, which is also a lot of fun. So I've got my paper here. This was the one I cut just a little smaller than the 8.5 by 11. I'm going to hold it vertically and just start by folding it that way. And I'm going to open it and fold it the other way. And I'm going to fold that halfway up, flip it over, and fold that halfway up. So again, the beauty of watching this on a video is if you miss that, you can always rewind and watch it. Basically, you come up with something that looks like a W. It's like kind of folded like a fan. And then what I'm going to do is take my scissors and just snip right down the middle. So you'll end up almost with like a hole in the middle of the paper. And as you pick it up from those folds, you'll notice it wants to do this. All right, so let me show you that again. You've got your snip right in the middle. Pick it up by the folds. Just fold it back, and you'll automatically get those pages that want to make a book. All right, press those down. And then that's basically it. Now it's yours to decorate. All your pages are attached together. So nothing's going to fall apart here, and it's up to you how you decorate it. So if you wanted to, you could take one of the book covers like I have. So I think I'm going to choose Legend. Why not? Marie Lu has written many books in our collection. She tends to be a dystopian sci-fi type writer that a lot of teens enjoy. I'll just trim this. And it's almost the same size as my book, because I made that 8.5 paper a little smaller, and it's just going to wrap right around. It actually looks even better than the other sample I made. And then this is where your glue stick will come in handy. Just take your glue stick to attach it on. And this is something you could have fun with decorating. You could make garland with it, decorate. If you're a real book lover, you could decorate your room, make some garland. If you know someone who enjoys, whoops, I guess that one's ready to throw away. If you know someone who really enjoys books, this would be a nice way to make a card, a greeting card for them, or a gift tag. You can also make ornaments, decorate a tree with these, anything really. And it's just a really nice way to celebrate books. So that's our first one. That is the Origami Book. The next kind of book we're going to make is a secret message book. So right here, I've got the secret message book already done. We'll look at that at the end and see what the secret message is. I'll put that to one side. So for this, you'll need a perfectly square piece of paper, or you can just cheat a little bit and use this template that I'm going to use. We're going to cut the bottom off and make this just a complete square. You can see the lines on it are where we'll be cutting later. You'll need some scissors, a glue stick. I used a rubber band to keep my book together. You can make it actually like a book binding and have a sealed spine on the edge, but it's much easier if it's just almost like an accordion when you open it, but it's a secret message inside. Some cardboard. I used 2 square pieces to have on either end of the book. It doesn't have to be cardboard, even cardstock would work well. Just something that will be your front and back cover. So, oh, and of course you'll need something to color with. So markers or crayons, your preference. So I'm going to cut the bottom of this off. I'll show you how you'd make your square. I'm also going to cut these little skinny sides off. So after you get your perfect square piece of paper, it is up to you to decorate it. So I already have one that I've colored ahead of time. You can do any kind of secret message you like on here. Something even fun to do would be to write a letter to a friend, and you could send this, snail mail, do something a little old school. So for this one, what I've done is just create a decoration. It says Upton Town Library. So once you have your square decorated the way you like, whether it's with a picture, a message, a letter, you will cut around almost as if a spiral for the square. And you'll cut almost to the edge. That's where this template is nice. It has the pre-drawn lines on it, and you're just going to keep going around and around toward the center. Almost like a snake unwinding itself. For this one, I used a Sharpie marker to write my message, and then just Crayola washable markers for the rest. This is one of those things that's kind of nice to do when you have nothing to do and gives yourself a little mindfulness to practice. All right, so once you have this really long strip of paper, you're going to start folding it. And I just work with it in my hands. We're going to fold the first from the center, fold it towards you, because when we're all done, that's where the cover is going to go. So you're going to be gluing that to the back. All right, so we'll start there and keep folding back and forth. And it doesn't have to be perfect. As long as it folds back and forth. All the way. So it's going to be really, really wide when we're done. So this is the message that's going to be all folded up on the inside of the secret message book. So when someone gets it, they're not going to know what is the secret message until they unfold the whole thing and smooth it out. So it's kind of fun to do. This would be a great way to send a party invitation or even a birthday card, holiday card, anything like that. So we're almost at the end. All right, one last flap. So there you are. We will take our glue stick. I'm going to hold that down. And we'll put a little glue on one side. And again, you can also decorate the front and back cover as well, if you like. Put the back cover. You've got like that little sandwich going, and then just wrap your elastic around it. Now it's ready to deliver to a friend, however you like. So let's take that other one that we did ahead of time and see what the secret message will be. Move my cardboard. So you can see this is what it looks like when it's all folded up. So first thing is find where the middle is, which I think is this. There we go. Oh, a reading message. Big surprise for everybody, right? There is our secret message coming along. And there it is. It says read. And that's how you make a secret message folded book. The last kind of book we're going to make is an accordion book. So you can see how this paper is folded, zigzag, it's just fanned back and forth. You'll need a couple sheets of paper, just copy paper works well. You'll need to cut them any size you like. So I've cut these just in half vertically, and I have a little stack of those here. We're going to need our scissors, a glue stick. If you have a paper cutter that works well, gives you the nice exact size that you need. And we're going to use just some scrapbook paper for the decorative cover that we're going to make. So the first thing you need to do is decide how many pages your book will be. If I did it just like this, it would be 3 pages, but I'm going to do several of those, and I'm just going to fold them 1/3 of the way in, flip it over, and do that. We'll just make a bunch of these, and then we will glue them together so that it's a long accordion to fill the inside of the book. So this is where you can decide what kind of book it's going to be, how many pages you want to have. The one we're making today with the paper I found, I thought it would be a nice one to do maybe summer memories. And you can decide what's going to go on the inside of the book. Is it going to be pictures? Is it going to be writing? It's kind of a nice size to just tuck in a pocket and bring places. All right, so we've got a nice pile of papers here. If you had long paper, you wouldn't need as many pieces, but we're just using copy paper, so it's going to go back and forth. So we're going to take our sheets and start assembling. So this will be the front of our book where the cover goes, and then they'll just keep going back and forth like that. We'll put a little glue there. Doesn't have to be a lot, just enough to adhere everything together. And then we'll keep going. Like that. Just checking as I go along the way, make sure I'm gluing things correctly. Okay. And these will go like this. And the book is getting nice and thick. Plenty of room for information, whatever I decide to put in there. A couple more. Go like that. Be sure to check it as you are going along. Make sure the pages are going to turn correctly before you glue them together. Until you're all the way at the end. So here's what it will look like once we have everything glued together. This is a long accordion. Okay, and this is where the front cover will be, and this is where our back cover will be. If you wanted to, what I might do is just trim this last one off. Actually, because then it will still open and close like a book. All right, so I'm going to pause this and then we'll take a look at the next step. So now we're getting ready to make our covers. All I did is take my piece of scrapbook paper and cut 2 squares larger than the book. Okay, and from there, I cut out little divots on each corner, and as we fold them over, we'll be able to fold nice covers. So these should be a little around the same size as the book, just like that. So what I'll do is take my glue and just glue those flaps down. And that gives you those nice edges. You could also put another piece of cardboard inside if you like to make it even sturdier. Okay, so we'll take our glue stick, put glue all there, and we will get one of our covers glued. I think maybe I'll do this one for the back one. Place it, line it up. So that's what it's going to look like, and I can also trim this. I'm not worried about it too much. It's just a at-home craft. If I wanted to be a little more perfect, I could trim that, and then we'll do the front cover as well. So I'm going to actually use my glue ahead of time before I fold. This is almost like making a homemade envelope for something. Remember, you can get as detailed as you want, as perfect as you want. But we're just doing a quick one today. And then once I have that front cover on, I can choose if I want to decorate this even more, which I think today I will. Take my Sharpie. So if we open it, we can see here's our book. And each page could be a special memory. And maybe we'll put something special on here. And there is our accordion book, ready to fill up with summer memories next summer. And you could also do something like put a rubber band around it, or you could attach a piece of ribbon inside here before you put the back flap on, and it would be able to be hidden and then just tie around nicely. You could do something like that as well. But that is an accordion book.